Good morning. Welcome to day 16 of my Pacific Crest Trail thru-hike attempt. So today I'm going to take a spur trail from here. It's within walking distance, and take that up to join the Pacific Crest Trail. That's about a 2,600 foot climb. And then within a few miles of rejoining the trail, I'm going to have to go up another 1,000 feet to nearly 9,000 feet in elevation. So that's, I think, the highest I've ever hiked in my life with a pack on my back. So hopefully I'll be okay. Last time I went up to 10,000 feet, I didn't have a pack on, and that was at Mount Rainier. And I started having after 9,000 feet, I started having some symptoms of altitude sickness. So, and I was in my 20s back then. So, yeah, this is going to be interesting. So, yeah, so the water situation looks okay. I won't have to take like 6 liters. I'll just take like 3.5 or something like that. Because the spur trail is only like 4 or 5 miles long, and then there's supposedly a good water source within about a mile of rejoining the trail, a mile or two. So I'll be okay there. It's the climb. I don't know how many miles I'm going to be able to do today with this huge climb. Hopefully I'll make it at least to the next water source. So that'll be about 6 miles in. So, and then, yeah, so it'll be either today or tomorrow I'll be up to about 9,000 feet. And then I think it starts going down after that, all the way down to Interstate 10. But that's a couple days away. I'm leaving I left the trail at mile 151.8 to go to the Paradise Valley Cafe, and I'll be rejoining the trail after climbing up this spur trail at mile 183.5. So that means I'm skipping about 31.7 miles of trail, unfortunately. Like I discussed last night, it was just, I had to do that. So I won't go into more detail on that here. But so anyway, I kind of slept in a little bit. It's hard not to when you're comfortable, unlike when you're on a Z-Rest pad. So the Z-Rest gets me up early. The hotel bed doesn't. So it's about 9 o'clock now. I'm getting ready to head out, and I'll see you out on the trail. Let's get this day started. Okay, so I just started the Deer Springs Trail connector to the PCT here a few minutes ago. Nice to see some nice tall trees. I think we've got like sequoias and pines and stuff like that here. So here's the notice board, I guess. None of the permits that are listed here are what I have, but I'm hoping that if they catch me, they'll let me slide because I have the PCT permit. So, and then I'm just going up to the PCT. So we'll see. A little peekaboo view here as I climb. It's pretty overcast today, but the forecast is for no rain, so hopefully that holds true. So I just crossed the boundary into the state park land, and I see this. Mountain lions and rattlesnakes. Oh my. So far I've seen 3 in 16 days. I don't know if I'll see any here. Interesting couple of rocks here by the boulders, I guess. Mated pairs here next to the trail. Interesting. Some nice mountain purple flowers. I'm not sure what these are, lupine or something. It's probably wrong. Yeah, sunny spot in this rather dense forest compared to what I've been in. Okay, it's 11 o'clock, so I'm going to take a little break. And I was in town yesterday. I bought some of these. So I'm going to see if that makes any difference in my energy level. So I'll probably take about a 15-minute break and push on. I just cleared 6,300 feet in elevation a little bit ago. I'm at like 6,339. So that means I've got, what, 1,700 feet in elevation left to get to the junction with the PCT, which is at about 8,000 feet. Climbing, now at 6,500 feet. Well, looks like the forest is thinning out and the trees are getting smaller and changing species too. Here we go, 12 o'clock, 54 feet. Climbing, still climbing. One thing I'm noticing is that as we get higher in elevation, we're getting into spots where there's very little undergrowth, just big trees. I'm at 6,916 feet at this junction here, and this signpost gives me a pretty good idea of where I've come from and where I'm going. So, Suicide Rock, huh? I'm not going there, no way. So Strawberry Junction, I think, is where it meets the PCT, so 1.8 miles to go for that. And I've only gone 2.3 miles, and it's already afternoon, so I started, I think, at 9:30, so 2.5 hours just to go 2.3 miles. That's less than a mile an hour. It gives you an indication of either how tough the climb is, or B, how sorely out of shape I am. Take your pick. Climbing, 7,000 feet. First halfway decent view I've had through all the trees, and I'm at, I believe, 7,121 feet here, if how far out can be believed. There's another rare view through rocks and trees this time at 7,241 feet. So I've got about 800 feet to go to the trail junction. I'm at 7,400 feet, and I think that's that monolith partially covered in cloud that I was referring to yesterday from town. Still climbing, 7,700 feet. Still have 300 feet to go and climb to get to the PCT. This tree here, old dead tree, it's about 8 feet wide at the base, I'm guessing. Looks like it must have been struck by lightning, because see, it's burnt on the inside, so it burnt from the inside out before something stopped it from completely burning. I don't know what. I thought that was interesting. And we're at 7,785 feet here. Still climbing, 7,900 feet. Yay, almost there, I think. Could this be the top? I think I see it. I'm gonna have to watch my footing here though, while I juggle the camera. Yeah, there's a signpost. Let's see what it says when I get there. Strawberry Junction. I see a little post there. I wonder if that marks the PCT. Looks like it, because there's a trail going off that way. There we go. 8,000 feet. I think I climbed. How much did I climb? Well, yeah, 2,600. Then I've got some more to do later. Little Round Valley. Let's see what this says over here. Suicide Rock again. They're really promoting that, aren't they? Okay, so I did 4.1 miles in
just under 4.5 hours. That's pretty slow, thanks to my pathetic, out of shape self. There's a camp over there. Maybe I'll go over there to just have a rest and some lunch. I think I'll do that. 100 yards, I can go backwards a little bit. Well, I guess this is the camp area, maybe. I might have been a little further, but this is funny. This post, it just says sky view. Okay, let's look at the sky. That's about all you can see here with we're actually just at the top of the clouds here, it looks like. So we can't see anything in the valley, so, yeah, well. But yeah, it's 2 o'clock, almost, yeah, 2 o'clock exactly. So I'm gonna take about an hour break here because I have another big climb later on the PCT itself. So I'll just set up my mat and have a little snooze and some lunch and stuff. Oh, nice, a little further on, and somebody set up a nice bench, and that looks like somebody made a fireplace there. Yeah, cool. That's really cool. But my question is, how did they get a 2x8 or a 2x6x10 up here? Cut lumber. But yeah, it's kind of a big open area here. Little view there, not much. Okay, I'm gonna get this pack off. It's 3 o'clock and I've finished my longer break. But I still have another 1,000 almost feet to climb before I can get to the next campsite, which is 4.1 or 4.4 miles ahead. There's water sources in between here and there, supposedly, so I'll be filling up. And then after that, it's another 10-something miles before the next water source. So I don't know. I'll decide when I get there how much I need to take. But yep. Now for the big climb to 9,000 feet. Well, this isn't one of the listed water sources, but there is water here. There's supposed to be a seasonal stream in 0.4 miles though, so I'm gonna wait. Climbing. Half an hour later, 3:30, at 8,300 feet now. So this is supposed to be a seasonal stream. There's enough flow where I think I'm gonna go ahead and filter a couple liters. There's supposed to be water up ahead too, a ways, but since you can never count on anything around here, I'm gonna take it while I have it. Climbing still, 86.35. What does that leave? Less than 400 to the top, I guess. It's 5 o'clock and I'm at 88.71, I think it was. I just looked at it. And so I only have about 60 feet to gain in altitude before I level off or start going down. I think it's going to be following the contour line for a while. So that will be a relief. It's been a big climb, big day. So I should be arriving at the one of the creeks here pretty soon. Well, the far out map shows us as the North Fork San Jacinto, either river or creek. It cuts it, it truncates it. But the post for it, the little indicator thing when you open it up, it says it's Deer Spring. So I don't know, but I'm pretty sure I'm at the top. I've got that one little climb out of the creek bed, and then I think I'm done climbing for a while. So yay. Okay, we've got a junction here. This is, I guess the PCT joins the Fuller Ridge Trail, because there it says Fuller Ridge Trail, PCT northbound, Fuller Ridge Campground, 5.0 miles. And up that way is the trail to the peak of Mount St. Jacinto, which I'm not going to go on. And I can just hear you saying, what, you're not going to the peak? Well, you know, nobody says you have to do it except the young guys that say it. So, being an older guy and I'm already tired, I'm not going to do it. I'm just not gonna. So I'm choosing to just do the PCT only for now anyway, and I'm going that way. Well, this is probably a pretty nice view if it wasn't for this cloud bank here. You know what amazes me about all this? Here we are at 8,900 feet, almost 9,000 feet. In Washington, where I'm from, Washington State, this would be the realm of permanent snowfields or glaciers year-round. You wouldn't have forests like this. It would be well above the tree line. You know, anything above 7,000 feet is probably going to be above the tree line. And here we've got almost 9,000 feet. I'm above the clouds, and no snow, pine or some kind of evergreen forest. It just is kind of amazing to me, having lived in the Pacific Northwest all my life. Now this is some next level trail maintenance, I'm telling you. And right on those stairs, would you look at this, looking under the clouds, at the clouds that we're above of. Nice. Best view I think I've had all day. Okay, now we're talking for a view. That looks pretty cool. But we're way above those clouds. I just crossed the North Fork San Jacinto River. This is like the nicest creek I've seen the whole time that I'm at, like, I don't know what miles, probably 190 something. Oh, and there's even some coming down around here. So nice creek, but I'm already full of water, so I'm not taking any. Here we go. This is nice. All right, it is 7:26. Finally got to this campsite. I only managed to do 8.5 miles today, so it was just climbing all day, except for a few short downhills. And yeah, so I'm not sure what elevation I'm at. Probably about 8,500. I'll check, but 8,500 feet that is. And I have 3 liters of water to get me 17.9 miles to the next reliable water source. Yeah, and that's before dinner. But it's been cool, and I have one more climb, and then it's pretty much all downhill for many, many miles down to Interstate 10. The last 4 is level. There's a water faucet down close to the bottom. That's the one that's 17 something miles. There's a couple of intermittent ones, and then there's in 2.6 miles there's a car campground, Fuller Ridge campground. So maybe I can score some water off of some people there if there's anybody there. So that wraps up today. This is day 16 on the Pacific Crest Trail, and I'll check in again in the morning.